campaign opposite Will Ferrell, which was terrifying, you know, going from little small town Colorado kid to staring Will Ferrell in the face, you know.
Yeah. And he's yelling at you.
Yeah, yeah, it's an incredible experience. And, I had a couple quick wins after that, got on some, Vampire Diaries and stuff, and it all felt really good. But I realized there was still so much waiting involved. Like you're just putting your career in other people's hands. You're just sitting
Yeah.
around and you can update your reel, you can get better headshots, you can take more classes, but at the end of the day, it's still more or less a lottery system that you have no control over. And you might lose a role because you're an inch too tall, or your eyes aren't the right color, or your name rhymes with somebody the producer hates, and it's like,
All the
is that
biases.
fair? Like, I don't want to I don't want that to be the only route that,
Yeah.
that I have in to reach my goal. And I know probably like everybody listening to this, it's, you get into it because you want maybe not the fortune or the fame, but you want the recognition and you want to do meaningful stuff. And it's so few and far between when you're an actor that you actually get things you care about. And so you're left to feel like, you're getting roles that everyone around you tells you you should feel really like grateful for, and you are grateful for them, but at the same time you feel kind of guilty because you're like, I don't want to be, you know, choosy doozy PA. Like I want to be Scott. I want to have a name. I want to like have a story arc. I don't want to come in for one day.
Yep.
And so it was about 12 years in. I'm watching Mark Duplass's keynote speech at South by Southwest in 2015. So this was 2016. I'm watching it from about a year earlier. And it's called The Cavalry Isn't Coming. I'm sure a lot of your listeners are probably pretty familiar with it. If you haven't seen it, go find it on YouTube. It's absolutely foundational if you're trying to start a film career. And then at the end of that speech, he says, these are the 8 steps you're going to take to build a career. And number, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 is go make a film for $1,000, a feature film.
Mm.
Do it with your friends, get scrappy, buy stuff from Best Buy and Home Depot, return it, like keep your costs low.
Yeah.
And so my wife and I said, why not? What have we got to lose? So we took out a credit card. We got approved for a $2,000 credit card. We knew that was the budget of the movie.
Hmm.
And we asked 2 of our friends from acting class to come and be in it, people that just had incredible charisma and chemistry. And they said yes. And we said it's unpaid, but we're just going to go make a movie. We're going to shoot it in 5 days. And it's going to be improvised dialogue. The story structure is there, but it's going to be completely improvised.
Nice.
And we shot 2 days in LA and 3 days in Big Bear, and we made our movie.
So wait a minute. So you were in Louisiana,
Yeah.
but you moved back to LA then?
Yes. So I skipped that part. So I was in Louisiana for just over 3 years, and I got back to LA at the very beginning of 2014.
Okay.
And I had 3 or 4 theatrical films coming out, and I thought that that was going to be the thing. I thought I would come back to LA with enough momentum that I could actually get some traction. And it turns out like it's all about casting director relationships. And so, although I found a good manager and he got me in front of a couple of good agents, they all had the same question. We're like, who are your casting director relationships with? And I was like, I'm 12 years in and I have none. Well, it's 7 at that point, and I have
Mm.
no casting director relationships in LA. And then it became very, very clear, like time is passing quickly. I was 20 when I moved out there, and I'm 27 at this point. Actually, no, I'm almost 30. Yeah, I'm almost 30 at that point. So it's been almost 10 years. And like, I've gotten a couple of roles that tell me, like, okay, you're an actor, you can do it, you can book legitimate stuff, but still so far from the roles you actually want to play. And so for both of us, my wife and I, it was like, let's just create those roles. Like, let's
Yeah.
remove that permission necessary, the people who can tell you you're ready, and just be ready or not and fall on our face.
Hmm.
And so that's what that's kind of the route we took. And what happened was We didn't get into Sundance, we didn't win any giant festivals or anything, but we had proof that we could actually execute something to completion and hold an audience's attention for, a sustained period of time, tell interesting stories, capture good performances, like all of the necessary competent things that you need to do to show the industry that, you know, you can actually do this. And so we had multiple friends just kind of hitting us up going like, how did you do that?